Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here. Today I want to talk about a game called ELEX 2. The awesome guys over at THQ Nordic kindly got in touch and asked us to talk to you guys about their upcoming title, ELEX 2. So in this video I want to go over what exactly this game is, because some of you guys may never have heard of ELEX before, and talk about 5 things that you need to know about this new upcoming sequel to the original ELEX game. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Let me know in the comments down below. Did you play the original? Have you heard of this game before? And of course I want to give a massive shout out to the guys at THQ Nordic for very kindly sponsoring this video. So to begin with, let's start at the top. What exactly is ELEX 2? Well, this of course is the sequel to ELEX 1. Surprise, surprise. The first of the series is an open world role-playing experience from the creators of both the Gothic and the Risen series. ELEX 2 is set 6 years after the first, so you'll be taken back to the post-apocalyptic science fantasy world of Magalan, with a large and diverse environment that can be explored with a traversal system using a jetpack. Jetpacks are awesome, they are basically second to grappling hooks. There is a close range combat system with an improved control system compared to the first game, and your actions in the game will have consequences, including on NPCs such as remembering what you've done and reacting accordingly. They will join or leave your group depending on how you behave, and are able to be killed, which will have an effect on the story. Speaking of which, talking about the story, in ELEX 2, a new threat arrived from the sky, unleashing the dangerous powers of a dark ELEX and endangering all life on the planet. In order to defend the peace of Magalan and the safety of his own family, Jax has to go on a mission to basically convince various factions to unite against the invaders and find his own son, Dex, who got separated from him. ELEX 2, similar to the first game, is hard and unforgiving in the beginning. Your character Jax will be weak compared to the dangerous enemies out in the world at the start, so throughout the start of the game, you need to watch out where you go and explore off to. Now moving on from there, one of the big things in the game are the 5 factions. There are 5 different factions you can join: the Berserkers, the Alps, the Outlaws, the Morcons, and the Clerics. And you can also choose to not join a faction and finish the game without them. However, you must join a faction to access advanced skills and equipment. Depending on what faction you choose, you will get access to a whole bunch of unique questlines and also shape the fate of Magalan. Your choice is meant to have a major impact on the main story. The Berserkers are relying on actual magic and do not use technology. If you are keen to be a fantasy-style fireball throw mage, this faction is for you. The Alps consume ELEX to enhance their combat power and use high-tech equipment like laser weapons and energy shields rather than using magic, and they use psi powers like chain lightning or self-heal. The Morcons live hidden in an old tunnel system, close to where the meteor hit Magalan. However, just recently, they've started to get in touch with the outer world again. They are fanatics, praying to a cruel god, and are using rituals to make themselves stronger in combat. This might be a faction for you if you want to be a really good melee fighter. The Outlaws have been pushed back from their former base, the fort, and is now in the Berserkers' control. The remnants of the Outlaws are now living in a terrace, and they use ELEX to create chems, which are chemical drugs based on ELEX. They consume them to get faster, stronger, tougher. However, you can only join the Outlaws if you are a member of the Morcons and have reached at least level 20 on your character. And finally, the Clerics have taken heavy losses during the events of ELEX 1. Being an overly righteous and highly technical faction, they are still feared by many. They use ELEX to power their devastating war machines and use a lot of high-tech weapons. However, you can only join the Clerics if you are a member of the Alps and have reached level 20. Now outside of this, of course, in the game there is character customization. You will choose how to spec out your character Jax via attribute points. There is strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, and cunning. Each of these attributes has a broad variety of effects that allow you to use more advanced weapons and learn abilities. The more points you invest in an attribute, the more expensive it will become to further increase that attribute. There are also learning points gained from levels and special potions. To learn a new ability, you have to find the correct teacher and spend those points there. This leads into things like learning to craft weapons, chems, or even cooking. So with that being said, when is the game set to launch? Well, the game is set to launch on March 1st this year, and it's coming to a variety of different platforms, including PC, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, and Series S and X. So for those of you guys that want to jump in, then you have plenty of platforms to choose from. But for the time being, that is a quick look at the game. For those of you guys that have not heard of ELEX before, then that is a quick rundown on some of the stuff you have to look forward to in the game. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys will be jumping in, and if you guys do enjoy the content on the channel, make sure you click this video to see more stuff from us.